Was religion created to make people feel better about living? No, it was created to make people feel better about dying. Some people can't come to terms with the thought of eternal nothingness. I, on the other hand, am looking forward to the peace and quiet. Religion is more like a retroactive term for the more structured versions of whatever it is that humans do that tries to socially answer philosophical questions. I'm not particularly religious, but vaguely spiritual. Someone important to me recently passed, and while I never really gave it much thought before, the thought that he's still out in some shape or form, hopeful happy, makes me feel better. I think for a lot of people religion is a way to find some sort of comfort in death. I'm not convinced any one God or whatever exists, but I certainly hope I'll see my loved one again. It was created as a way to explain crazy phenomena that primitive people couldn't comprehend. It was later discovered to be an excellent tool for manipulation. If you wish to better understand why religion, I suggest looking into these people which helped shape the religious anthropology field: Durkheim, Malinowski, Levi-Strauss, Victor Turner, Evans, Pritchard, Clifford Geertz, Karl Marx. They each have different interesting takes on the function of religion in society. For example, Turner argued that ritual gets things done, and despite what many would have you believe, religion attempts to answer the why we exist question, which is something science can never answer, by the very nature of the question. But science can't replace religion, just as religion can't replace science and its function. I'm not a nuanced answer in Psyche. Pretty much, it offers a convenient and comfortable answers to uncomfortable questions humans grapple with about purpose, the afterlife, death. Religion, folklore, and philosophy has always been a part of human history. Norse mythology, the Olympic pantheon, Egyptian mythology, Shinto, Hinduism, they are creation stories. Folklore passed down generation to generation to explain the what, why, and how of life and death, that explain phenomena like thunder and lightning and earthquakes and plagues, etc. Organized religions like the three Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, all come from the same story. It won't die out because they became so much more than the stories. They built civilizations, cities, societies around them. It's not just about what people believe, they are now deeply intertwined with culture, ethnicity, nationality, identity. Because humans didn't have any idea how the world worked, so they came up with stories trying to humanize nature. It's why all the ancient gods are such chaotic monsters, because people were trying to explain storms and seasons and disease with human motivations. But those stories were simple enough to be remembered by most people, where they took on a cultural identity, becoming central to a lot of people's worldview. And as we learned more about the world and the universe, religions die and are replaced or evolve with humanity's knowledge. But the way things actually work is often more complicated than the way we think things work, and these simpler explanations are more comforting to a lot of people, so they cling to them, even when they are easily disprovable, especially when they are easily disprovable. Because if you can prove that, say, the world is flat, then maybe you're right about everything else. No, that's a simplistic way of looking at religion. Yes, certain religions, especially modern ones, were made specifically for that reason. And yes, certain things in many religions were made or modified specifically for control and nothing else. But that's maybe about 10 of all religion. I always say religion is like the ancient version of science and philosophy. Most of it, from what I've experienced and studied, is a legit attempt at explaining reality or helping people improve their lives. The intentions were good, but the problem is the dogmatism. Maybe if people could let go of the fact that they don't know everything, and that their elders could have been wrong, or everything written in a holy book or passed down by their traditions isn't or was never even meant to be taken 100 literally, and just take the lesson, then maybe religions could be more relevant today. No, religion was not created by a guy, it kinda happened. Humans have this problem in their overgrown brain called abstract thinking. So, primitive humans see thunder strikes and start thinking, maybe dude in sky makes thunder? And they go with it, because they have no way of testing ideas, no scientific method or even education system yet. There is no purpose for religion. We made a purpose after it was already there in human society. It often deals with metaphysical questions. I wonder why. Eventually, it became a mechanism of cosmology and human organization. But it was not planned at all. Unfortunately, humans still believe the ideas in their head are real, when they are just incomplete abstractions of reality. It takes time to change. Religion was created to make up answers for questions we didn't know, and also to make us feel better about our inevitable death. This entire thread is 90 mid-rate theism takes. Y'all have to do better. Op seems genuinely interested. Op, I sincerely suggest you first learn what religion is. U2.BRDZZ6 MFOSI equals F1QSHIFIQ3QCKZD before you make inaccurate assumptions about its admittedly nebulous purpose. Personally, I believe religion has and always will be with us, for I believe it to be a fundamental aspect of humanity. It is one of those things that make us unique, alongside our ability to create art and innovation. I don't believe it has a specific purpose, or was created to fulfill such a purpose. I think it's best to approach the topic of religion with nuance and an open mind, for religion is both externally and internally diverse and will refuse to be poorly understood by a biased mind. Answers feel either incomplete or nihilistic, for the most part. It's interesting how the only people talking here don't believe in religion at all. Originally, I suspect it was about controlling people. God gets mad if you don't obey. It's a way to answer life's philosophical questions, but with absolutely zero logic. Also a great way to control others. No, it's to SDFU the people who keep asking question. Why is sun? Why is shadow? Why tornado? SDFU, Jared, God did those. Too long of an answer. The precursor to both religion and science is philosophy. Modern society believes these two things to be at odds. But the reality is they are both just trying to answer life's questions. Who are we? Why are we here? Where are we going? Why is there something rather than nothing? All that kind of stuff. Philosophy is broken into logos and mythos. Logos was attempting to explain something with the observable world. This became science. Mythos was attempting to explain something through supernatural means. This became religion. Philosophy started as mostly mythos with very little logos. Over time, those two switched places. This is also why so many early scientists are also monks. It's also why natural remedies and wives' tales evolved and became rituals from primitive religions and would eventually become alchemy, and later chemistry. Ancient rites evolved into religion, and now it's evolving back into being spiritual. So why does religion exist? Because a long time ago, some random early human got asked by his kid what happens after they die or who created the world, and he invented stories to help answer these questions.